Namaste viewers, welcome to Gnana channel. In this episode, we will try to address a few more questions or rather doubts expressed by our viewers. How this, whatever that we have, this Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, whatever that we have discussed, how is it convincing? So let us try to from different angles. That is understanding the sutra. How do we believe this scientifically? Yogic inner knowledge. How could this work? The modern, how does that, and so many things. How could we test it scientifically? What this means for us, and of course other things. We'll try to understand. But before we go to the details, I request you to please like, share, and then subscribe to my channel. Now, coming back to this subject, this sutra, Dhruve Samyamāt Tadgati Gnanam, that is the sutra we are trying to discuss. And likewise, many sutras are there. They all, if you just have this, if you apply this sutra of Samyama on different objects, you will get the knowledge of the different things. That is what it says. On Surya, Chandra, whatever it is, on others' mind, all those things, if you apply, you will get the Vignana, Visheshana Gnana. Vignanama is Visheshana Gnana, you will get it. That is how the sutra describes. So many things are, even after this Dhruva, so many things are there. Now, how to understand this sutra in the modern context? Now, first thing is that we should understand is Patanjali is not writing these sutras as a modern scientist. He is just a yogi mapping inner experience, whatever the experience somebody has, mapping this inner experience. This, his statements, they have depth. His sutras, small write-ups and aphorisms, they have inner depth. To make sense of it, so to make sense of it for an educated, intelligent audience today, we need to view it across different angles, different domains of knowledge. We should not apply the same a particular domain of a knowledge to this thing like this. Now, to look at the scientific knowledge, science, modern day, particularly modern day science, relies on measurement, observation. Then you have this replication, and of course independent verification. Coming to this astronomers today, they study planetary paths. They study with modern instruments like telescopes, through satellites, and of course they have developed this mathematics more precisely. If someone claims to know star movement, something like that, science immediately asks, can we measure it? Can others measure it and know it under the same conditions? These are the questions that science asks. Now, from the yogic angle, yogic practice is first person, that is from that person. This is phenomenological, experiential. Coming to this particular process of Samyama, which is deep concentration, meditation, absorption, this Samyama, this process of understanding, is not about physical measurement. Of course, there is an angle to this physical measurement also, but about a transforming perception. A yogi, a sadhaka, sees things. He doesn't see with the external eyes. He doesn't see with eyes, ears, and things like that. But he sees them, he observes it with a trained, a sharpened inner awareness. This is what it is. So, there was a doubt that how could this work? How will it work? Modern hypothesis. So, we will try to address that issue. Several cognitive mechanisms, plausible cognitive mechanisms, can explain how such inner knowledge they might feel real and sometimes even align with reality. The first aspect here is intensified attention and sensory gating, what they call it as. So the brain filters noise. The brain highlights subtle cues. It allows pattern recognition beyond ordinary awareness. This is through intensified attention. Now, these yogis, they enter hypnagogic states where you get this altered states of consciousness, where very vivid imagery feels like external perception, like this, they get it. Here, this training effect also, years of observation of the sky, years of observation of seasons, planetary cycles, they all get encoded in memory. Some deep meditation retrieves and organizes this knowledge intuitively, we can call this. So now, control of prana, body, states, things like that, it might change some kind of neural firing in the brain patterns. It gives some unusual insights, unusual perception of time, unusual perception of cycles and cosmic order. This is, you call it as embodied cognition. Now, the another aspect we have to address here is, how could we test it scientifically? Everybody says, you have to test it. You have to practically under laboratory or whatever it, you have to test it. If we wanted to evaluate such claims today, as Patanjali did, documentation. Yogis should write down exact predictions before data is checked. Independent confirmation, compare predictions with so many organizations. Reproducibility, multiple yogis attempt the same Samyama task and then produce the same kind of effect, something like that. Blinding and controls, prevent hindsight bias or vague what we call symbolism being reinterpreted like that. But whatever it is, what this means for us is, for a scientist, this sutra is a hypothesis about unusual states of consciousness, mental consciousness. For a spiritual seeker, it's an invitation to see how deep the concentration on any object can reveal truths, can reveal facts beyond ordinary data that we receive from senses. So, for a modern thinker, it is like bridging two worlds. The science, we call it outer science or whatever that way, it is measured by instruments, and the inner science, what we call, that is measured by the experience we live with, lived experience we can call it. Even if the yogi's knowledge of planetary motion, whatever that he has got the knowledge, is not astronomically useful today, but it shows that the mind can access different layers of pattern, different layers of order, and different meaning that ordinary what we call distraction of the mind hides. If you are concentrated, all these things are revealed. If you are not concentrated, it hides all this data. So here there are some caveats, claims about permission from deities belong to the metaphysical layer of yogic tradition, which science neither confirms nor denies. But the process, that is the intense focus, the Samyama, transformed cognition, sorry, it is real and can be studied. This is what we can think of. So, essentially, to the modern world, when Patanjali says by meditation on the pole star, knowledge of planetary motion comes, he is not giving us as an instrument which can replace the telescopes. He is only pointing out that focused awareness can unlock extraordinary insights. You can get extraordinary insights if you have focused awareness. So, inner stillness allows us to perceive movement. Here in this case, Dhruva, the unmoving star, planetary gati, with clarity it can reveal. That is my inner stillness, what it can do is. So the sutra works both literally, that is like cosmic knowledge, and symbolically also, finding order in the chaos of the life through meditation. This is what we can understand. For the modern people, think of it like this: just as science uses telescopes, science uses Sputnik and things like that in the sky, to look outward, to observe the cosmic things that are happening. Yoga uses Samyama to look inward. Both can reveal patterns of the universe. Of course, the difference is in the method and the validation. Viewers, with this explanation on this, we conclude this episode. I hope this was quite interesting. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Please post your comments in the comment box. Thank you, viewers, for your valuable time in listening to this. Thank you.